The first thing you want to do is go to fiverr.com/start_selling and click the sign up button. Now be careful, there's actually two types of accounts you can sign up for, either a seller account or a buyer account. Now, while a buyer account can still switch to sell and seller accounts can still switch to buy, by creating a seller account from the start, you're signaling to Fiverr you're serious about actually selling and making a business around it rather than just checking it out. Stay tuned because I'm going to be talking about the 5 main reasons why people get shadow banned on Fiverr from setting up their account. You want to pay attention because these 5 easily avoidable mistakes will destroy your ability to freelance and get sales on Fiverr. Now, the first reason when signing up is creating duplicate accounts. Fiverr has a strict one account policy. Now, while I talked about having a buying versus selling account, which might have a small difference, it's largely not as important as making sure you don't have duplicate accounts on Fiverr. If there's an account you haven't used in years, don't worry about it, but if you actively use one account on Fiverr, this is what you'll want. If you already have an account on Fiverr, even if it's a buying account, don't worry about it. You can still switch to selling. Although this might make a small difference, it's much better than taking the risk of having multiple accounts, which Fiverr can either give you a strike or shut you down for. Now, when you're on this page here, you can go ahead and tap this Become a Seller button. And we can use many methods, but for this way, I'm just going to continue with email. And we'll want to use an email and password. Now, tip number 2 that will help you on Fiverr is to use a business email. Now, while you can still sign up with a personal email, by signing up with a business email, once again, you're signaling to Fiverr that you're serious about freelancing. This could mean that you have your own portfolio website. And while Fiverr's not going to individually check each sign up, they're just going to see that it's a business email, which could mean that you personally are a business, which is a good sign that shows that you are serious about selling and not just a casual freelancer. Once you've done that, I'm just going to go ahead and continue to enter in my email and now type in my password here. The next step is to choose a username. Now, when choosing a username, it's important to think about what you're going to be selling on Fiverr. By this point, you should have already kind of figured that out. And a good idea with selling on Fiverr is to create a brand identity across all of your works. So your profile picture, your description, your username, and your gig image all working together. So a good way to do this could be to take your first name and blend it in with the gig that you're offering. So if you're offering design, you could do Rick Designs. Or if you're offering voiceovers, which I'm doing in this case, you could do Jeff Voiceovers or Voiceovers by Jeff. You could do your name and what you do. Again, there's a lot of freelancers on Fiverr, so you're gonna have to mess around and make sure what you're doing isn't taken. But if your name is Jeff and you're doing voiceovers, you could do Voiceover Jeff. This works well because it makes it clear to your Fiverr buyers what your main skill is and what you're good at, and also injects a little bit of personality, which is great when working on Fiverr. As you'll see when working on Fiverr and setting up your account, injecting personality is one of the best things that you can do to guarantee your sales, as it helps you relate to the buyer and outcompete a lot of other Fiverr gigs out there that lack this element and just seem super artificial. Fiverr will ask you to confirm your email, so let's go ahead and do this real quick. And now we've gone ahead and activated our account. Now, once you're on this page, just go ahead and hit the I'm a Freelancer button. Now let's navigate over to the profile page here. If you weren't taken here already, and click the Become a Seller button. You should be looking at a page that looks something like this. And now let's continue here. Here, Fiverr is going to give you a few tips. You can take these into mind, but I'm also going to give you my tips beyond these to take your profile to the next level. And there's a few things that'll tell you to stick clear of. Again, keep clear of these and I'll give you advice. Now, Fiverr is going to ask you for your full name. You need to give this. This is private. Don't worry. It's not going to get out anywhere other than on this page right here. Display name. This is where you're going to put your display name that you want people to see. You can do your full name. I think this helps really get some personality across the more you give here. But if you're not comfortable with that, you can do your first name, last initial. You can do your first name and then your service. So as you mentioned, Voiceover Jeff, that would work. But I'm going to do my full name as I really feel like this really helps get the personality across, as I'm going to continue to emphasize across the creation of this profile. Now, next step here is for the profile picture. Now, again, this needs to be a picture of you, and ideally is a professional photo that someone has taken of you. Not a selfie, not a casual shot. Let's make sure this is a high quality picture. If you don't have one, I highly recommend you have a friend just take a picture of you, or you can even set it on timer mode. Ideally a full body shot. Right here, I'm just using a face shot as this is all I have right here, but ideally the shot is further back. This, again, a lot of people won't use a picture themselves, so this is an opportunity for you to inject more personality into your photo and get it across. If you are a voiceover guy, this could be a photo of you with a microphone. If you're a design guy, this could be you holding up a design. But make sure this photo really captures you and is professional at the same time. This will go a long way. Now, before we get any further on this, what I recommend you guys do is go on Fiverr and look for other examples of other successful sellers and what they have done. Now, because this guy Jeff is a voiceover guy, I'm going to pull out other voiceover artists and see what their bio looks like, so we have some inspiration to go off of here. This is great because these people are successful, getting tons and tons of clients, so we can write something similar here. Now, when looking for inspiration, my method for writing your description is pretty simple. What we want to do here is first, and if you follow my method, it should be a few-step process. The first one here is you want to put your qualifications. So in this case, I'm a voiceover artist with 10 plus years of experience with features on where have you been featured on. If you haven't been featured anywhere big, you don't have to put this on here. Just years of experience goes a long way, saying the years of experience or some way to qualify yourself about why they should work with you. Now, after reading this qualification, we want to inject just a little bit of personality. By creating a qualification here that's